Hello and welcome to another Imperator Rome developer diary. Before we get into this, I just want to say, Arheo, I love you, my dude, but could you make your mind up on what kind of date format you want to be using? Because last week you used the god-awful inferior American date system, and this time you're using, 10th of February. Just make up your mind. I prefer this. Not gonna lie, prefer this, but at the same time, just make up your mind. Make up your mind. Anyway, let's just get into it. So last week he did drop a hint as to the content of this dev diary. Instead of writing site as in seeing site, he wrote site as in the site of a massacre. I don't know why I chose massacre for that little metaphor analogy thing, but I did, so let's just move on. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the religious sites system. Accompanying the deity rework that you've already been introduced to, we're working on a dynamic holy sites feature. In keeping with the organic way that pantheons and deities work, we wanted holy sites to be entirely within player control, something you could dedicate, destroy, utilize, without having a strict pre-existing list of sites from day one. So, how will they work? Any territory can be designated as a holy site to a deity which exists as part of your pantheon and which does not currently have a designated holy site. The territory needs to be of the same dominant parent religion as the deity, and there will be a substantial cost for doing so. There can only be one holy site for a deity in the world, so consider them a parent temple. If you want to acquire the site for a deity in your pantheon, yet it is owned by someone else, you'll need to resort to more violent means. Conquer the bastards, or raze it to the ground, I don't know, one of the two. If you own and control the holy site dedicated to a deity, the passive and active effects of that deity will be increased. They will have a level which is tied directly to the city status of the territory in which they are placed. This ties into some further goodies, which I will explain more about in a future diary. You can, of course, own holy sites dedicated to deities that are not part of your pantheon, though you receive no additional bonuses for doing so. So, what about historical sites? There'll be a bunch of pre-scripted holy sites, such as the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, or the Asclepian, at Epidaurus. Many deities will not have pre-scripted sites. I'm hoping that the three great fires of Zoroastrianism are going to have holy sites. I don't know which deity, or Zoroastrian isn't that monotheistic? I don't know how that's going to work, but I think they should have three holy fires as holy sites. I'm not sure. But anyway, can we destroy holy sites once they are created? So you will be able to desecrate holy sites, effectively removing the dedication for ephemeral bonuses and allowing the site to be rededicated elsewhere. This will harm your relations with countries who worship this deity as part of their pantheon. I do like this. It basically gives you more of a reason for desecrating holy sites than you have in the game at the moment. At the moment, it's a cost of aggressive expansion, I believe. And it'll give the other player a substantial debuff to that particular territory. But a debuff on a single territory isn't all that impressive, usually. Unless it's late game and they've got, a ton of pops there. That kind of debuff is not incredibly efficient. And as it costs you aggressive expansion to do it, the only real reason I see of doing it is either for roleplay purposes, or if you want to get desecrate 10 holy sites, the achievement. But, you can do it. Maybe it also sets a fire, and the fire looks cool, so I guess that works too. But yeah, I feel like that's the only real reason to do these things. Anyway, after we've destroyed them, yes. As a bonus, here's a work-in-progress wireframe of how your religion view might look after the 1.4 update. So this is might look, it's not will look. So let's have a look and see what we can see here. We've got, of course, your stabbing pigs with your stability, your... oh, I forgot what it's called, but getting rid of the tyranny. We've got... two omen powers. You know what, I'm just going to quickly open Imperator, open a game, just so I can see what it looks like right now. Let's open which one? I want to open one that isn't like going to be a spoiler. Let's go back to like the Battleground Session 3. Sure, why not? I just want to know what what it currently looks like, you know, so I can remind myself. So we've got Omen Power and Religious Unity, sort of similar looking symbols. So neither of these look like they are Omen Religious Unity, because I mean, look at them. They're over 100% each. This is a negative 107%. This is positive 107%. What's going on there, I do not know. Then we've got, this is cultural happiness, or cultural happiness boost, possibly. This here is probably your religious unity, and it's good to have it in a graph instead of a percentage, I think. Although I kind of actually would prefer both. And then we've got, this is an image symbol, I guess, for your particular religion. There's no image at the moment here, so perhaps that is something that we will be seeing in time. So we've got these 4 deities that we have. So we've got Zeus. He's got monthly ruler popularity gain and aggressive expansion change, and he gives you plus 0.49. I've got to say it's cultural happiness, right? It's got to be, I don't know, maybe. And he looks like he's got 3 bonuses. This might be something to do with the leveling up. They will have a level which is directly tied to the city status of the territory in which they're placed. So if it's a settlement, if it's a city, and I guess if it's a metropolis. So yeah, having all of your holy sites in one province will be a bad idea, if I'm reading that correctly. All 3 of these are in the same place, the Temple of Heliopolitan, whatever. So there's that. Obviously, this would be to switch out to a new deity. So I'm wondering, what are the passives and what are the active effects? Because this actually looks quite strong. Aggressive expansion change plus 21.43. That's a horrible bonus to have. Monthly ruler popularity gain, that seems reasonable. That population capacity plus 8% is really nice. And loyalty of governors plus 10 is also really, really nice. I mean, obviously all of these numbers are probably gonna be quite... let's say they're gonna be quite... work in progress. You can't really take these at first glance. We've got Nepet as well. The glorious holy site of Nepet is a wondrous place where people gather to consume beverages, sing, and worship deities. I mean, if you're playing as Rome, surely Zeus, Aphrodite, and Hermes probably should not be your pantheon. I mean, Zeus would be Jupiter. Hermes, I believe, is Apollo, and Aphrodite is Venus, if I remember correctly, in the Roman pantheon. So hopefully we're going to see that change. But again, this is just a wireframe. This could be put on top of any nation at all, right? Nepet, we can scroll through the holy sites that you've got. There's one in Lavinium, Nepet, Fundi, Territory 5 and 6 and 1 as well, don't forget. And you can desecrate them from this menu, not just in your army menu, which is quite interesting as well. Very, very interesting. Okay, so next week we'll be back to have a look at some of the missions that will be coming as part of the paid content pack Magna Graecia that will accompany the 1.4 release, as well as look at the revised holdings mechanic, which contains a new take on character land ownership. So I'm going to talk about this second, but first off, looking at the revised holding mechanic is really, really good. Really, really good. Just let's go back to Imperator for a moment. Apparently we're playing as Opidania, whatever, I'm sure it's fine. If we go to just a random character here, give me a random character that can have our holding. Give me a holding character. There you go. He's only got 2, so that's actually a really bad example. But if we go to tag Macedon, and we have a look, because I'm damn sure I sort of gave up with this. Find you. Give me somebody with a holding, please. There we go, grant holding. I gave up. I know there's benefits to doing this, but I just straight up could not give a shit after a certain point. Changing this is going to be quite important. So yeah, I'd very much like to see that changed. So, you know, looking at a revised holding mechanic next week sounds pretty damn good to me, actually. New take on character land ownership. Perfect. I love that. It's something that is... It's a system that has its uses, but the amount of micro you have to do to make use of it is so incredible that it's not worth it. Changing that to be worth it is worth it, if that makes sense. It doesn't. I mean, it does. You know what I mean. But anyway, we're talking about the content pack for Magna Graecia. Let's hop back in here. Let's actually start a new game so we can see the start of the game. We're going to be talking about Magna Graecia. So what kind of countries are we going to be expecting to see get some mission trees, basically? Magna Graecia is... Let's actually hop into Syracuse, because obviously he is in Magna Graecia. And we'll hop onto the region map mode. You can see this here is Magna Graecia, southern Italy, plus Sicily. What can we expect to see? Obviously, Syracuse, 100% getting something. I would expect the likes of Brutia, Lucania, I guess these three would have an identical, these four maybe, would have an identical mission tree, because they are settled tribes in southern Italy. I would expect these republics, the Greek republics down here, to also have an identical mission tree, an identical custom mission tree. And then Samnium is probably maybe going to get something as well. Maybe not, but maybe. And going out on a limb here, I'm thinking Epirus is probably going to get one too. A big part of Epirus's story in history was the invasion that he did. Well, I think he was originally invited by the Messapians to come and save them from Rome. They had multiple battles, and that's where we got the term Pyrrhic victory from, as Pyrrhus won, I think it was 2 of the 3 battles he had against Rome. The first 2 he won, and they were so painful that, I mean, I think the quote is something along the lines of, one more victory like this and we're done for, or something along those lines. So yeah, that was him coming into Magna Graecia, fighting in Magna Graecia. And then after that, he went down to Syracuse and fought down here. Then he went over to Sparta, I think, and then he died in Sparta. Glorious, glorious history. But yeah, I'm expecting maybe Epirus to get missions with this. I would expect Greek mission trees. I would have expected Greek mission trees over Magna Graecia, honestly. But I'm kind of fine with it being this. I think, you know, at the moment we've got the Punic Wars DLC, which has Rome and Carthage. That's 2 mission trees, and maybe that is a little bit too little. Obviously, some of the vassals here take on Carthage's mission tree. I think Tripolitania and Emporia also take on Carthage's mission tree, so that I don't think really counts. We're just talking about 2 mission trees. I would hope they expand that. I would hope for, you know, Syracuse, settled tribes, and then Greek city-states. I would be quite happy with that 3. Preferably, if they want to go mental, you know, Epirus and Samnium on top of that as well. That would be my ideal situation. Hell, even chuck Etruria in there. Like, why not? Why not? Chuck Etruria in there. We'll have a bunch. We'll have a bunch. All of the mission trees. You know what? Magna Graecia, Cyrenaica, you can have one too. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Syracuse, Epirus, tribes, and republics as the content pack. In the Punic Wars DLC, we also got new skins for the Carthaginian units. Maybe we could see something like that for Syracuse. We've already got it for Epirus due to the Epirus upgrade pack, I guess, that came when you pre-ordered the game. It would be lovely to see that rolled into this pack, or any future pack, honestly, because at the moment it's unpurchasable. The only reason I have it is because I specifically requested it from my Paradox contact. Yeah, but as it's unpurchasable, it's a little bit irritating. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. But I would love to know your thoughts. What do you think is going to be coming in the content pack Magna Graecia that's going to be coming alongside 1.4? What do you think of the new situation regarding holy sites? What holy sites do you think there are going to be? Again, I would love the three fires to be one. Rome could be the Temple of Jupiter Maximus, Jupiter Optimus Maximus, so, you know, Jupiter's holy site. I mean, I guess there's a few that could potentially be there. Let's see if there's actually any dev comments. There are a few. Groundhog Day here again. Is this Purgatory? I think he had the date wrong to start with. Fair enough. Is there more? I want more dev comments. Hate to be that person. Is there any historical precedent in history for this? Well, where else would you find historical precedent? This is making religion way more important than it actually was during the period. I'm sorry, what? Religion was incredibly important during the period. Like, Rome's entire government revolved around religion. You need to find historical precedent for this, because this is bollocks. Patronizing specific gods and building up costly cult centers for them is very much in line with the political role that religion played in the era. Pyrrhus renovations at Dodona and the Ptolemaic shrines to Alexander, etc. I really want Alexander to be a patron. That would be so fucking cool. What does this mean for the current embellishment to the Temple of Optimus Maximus, the decision that Rome has? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's actually a good question. We'd not planned a specific deity for it or anything, but this might be a cool opportunity to do something. I'll see if you have the time to change it into something new and fitting the system. See, this is why you should be on the forums, because if you have some kind of comment on a dev diary, it will be read, and if it's a good idea like this, I mean, you're gonna see things change based on your feedback. So yeah, do it. Anything else? Oh, hello. I want to see that. There's an English version. Okay. So, a map for historical sites in Greece. So, let's have a big look at this then. We've got Aphrodite Temple, where? I don't see any. In Pella. Ooh, Temple to Aphrodite in Pella. That is interesting. I did not know that. Temple to Apollo in Delphi, Bassae, Corinth, Delos. He's got temples fucking everywhere. Where would be the main? Well, I guess the main one would be the one with the Pan-Hellenic Sanctuary and the Sanctuary with Oracle. Yeah, probably that. So Delphi would be obviously the main place for it. We've got Artemis. Isn't there a temple to Artemis in the game already? We've got Magnesia up here, Ephesus. I'm pretty sure the temple in Ephesus is to Artemis. You know, the one that actually has the model in game. And we got Asclepius, which is, I guess, Kos, Epidaurus. Then we've got Athena, and obviously in Athens. Also in Lindus and Rhodes, which is interesting. We've got Dionysius. He's in Thebes. Alright. Demeter in Demeter is in maybe Megara, I'm not sure, but it's in for now. Argos has Hella. Poseidon is in Sunion. I guess that's Isthme. Not sure where exactly those refer to in the game. I think Athens just owns the tip, alright? No, they don't. What's the tip called? Thorikos. Okay. Yeah, maybe Megara is the one that would suit best here. And then we've got, lastly, Zeus. We've obviously going to have the temple to Zeus in Olympia. So that is definitely going to be there. Although Dodona has the sanctuary with Oracle, this guy just has a Pan-Hellenic sanctuary. Naturally. Sanctuary of the period in, blacked out. Also, Nemea is here as well. And then Dion. Very interesting. Yeah, Dodona, that's the one that Pyrrhus set up. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Actually, let's go strictly back to Imperator. Yeah, this one here. I'm pretty sure that's the temple to Artemis in that temple. Or is it to Athena? That's the mausoleum. Is it Athena's temple in Artemis? Or is... Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. Screw it. Doesn't matter. Let's just go back to the dev diary. I want to see more dev comments because I do love seeing them. I mean, you get some sweet-ass information out of it. Now I want to build a necropolis for Hades. I want to do that too. Level up with the number of casualties in wars, please. I want to do that too. Yes, that sounds good. Since as a UI mock-up, I'd be very wary of reading anything about how the mechanics work from it. Yeah, totally agree with that. Any more dev comments? There we go. Problem with that is then you just make a fancy temple. Pretty sure this is supposed to be the holy site. And frankly, I think this mechanic is more interesting when it's more limited. Let's see, who is he replying to? I guess that's not... Maybe his comment was deleted. Oh well. Yes, this is not to be read as the only place where the god is worshipped. Also, why you can't have a god in your pantheon without owning its holy site. Oh, sorry, why you can have a god. I was scared there for a moment. But the main center of worship in the entire world. Yeah, so it's going to be the important places. It was more the desecrating of holy sites and the opinion impact of that. I guess this isn't historical bit. I don't recall any incident of that in ancient history, the desecration and the collective outrage from that via other nations. If anything, Rome is an interesting example of it being multi-faith, how it incorporated various different religions from different parts of Europe and the Med into its pantheon. Well, yeah, then just say that Rome doesn't sack it. If you're playing Rome, don't desecrate the enemy holy sites. Kind of makes sense. Just, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Mind that this is not a huge opinion modifier, but it does exist, and international outrage within a religious community is not unheard of in the era, nor now. We're not talking crusades here. If anything, this update makes it easier to play a multi-faith country, as there is nothing stopping you from worshipping gods from multiple religions in your pantheon and patronizing their respective holy sites. Naturally. Question about the screenshot. Assuming it's correct, it looks like 3 of your patron deities all share the same holy site. The way the mechanic works, you cannot have more than one holy site in the same spot. Good to know. Multiple gods in the same territory could be interesting, but will present some challenges as well. If you want to have a cluster of holy sites for a pantheon, there's nothing stopping you from setting up these sites close to each other, as long as there aren't any present for your gods already. Fair enough. Has the localized deity names been scrapped, or is it just because it's heavily work in progress that deities for Rome have the Greek and not Latin names? They've not been scrapped. Good to know. Public beta branch doesn't change anything, so we might get a beta in the future. Yeah, I want a beta. I would love a beta. Sorry to ask again, I'm not sure if my comment get lost in the number of comments, but one thing I did not fully understand was the thing with the seasons and so on. So 1.4 will come with the religions changes, or will it also include the culture changes, or is this for 1.5? Kind of lost track on the whole season thing. One season, one update, and more updates. Will each season update contain a DLC? Still looking for blah blah blah. So the focus for 1.4 is religion, culture is not the focus of this update. So yeah, it's something we'll get next time with Menander, I believe. Yes, it is Menander. And that's the end of it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's your dev diary. I'd love to know what you guys think. I think it's a good change. I do like the change to religion. At the moment, religion is you need to convert everyone. And every however many years, you click this button. Actually, you don't even click this button. You click the pop-up that comes up to say, oh, by the way, you can click an omen, and you choose no, and you click it, and you forget about it. The only other time you want to open this tab is to, stab a pig, or... I need to remember what this is fucking called. Invoke Devotio. Yeah, that's the only other time you need it. So having something more interesting, more in-depth, more meat to it, something that the player can interact with, on a level that is deeper than click button, wait however many years, click button, is good. It's a good change. So yeah, let me know what you guys think though. Do you agree with me? What do you think the holy sites should be at the start, like the pre-scripted ones? Like, give me your thoughts. Especially, I want to know your thoughts on what to do with the monotheistic religions. So what is Judea going to do? Are they going to have deities? I mean, obviously they can't because they're monotheistic. What's their pantheon going to look like? What is their religion tab going to look like? Because I have no idea, and they haven't said yet, but I'm sure they're cooking something up. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Dev Diary videos. And if you want to see the previous Dev Diaries, there's a playlist with them all. And yeah, keep up to date with all the Imperator Rome news and updates by subscribing, because that's helpful and I like it. I'll see you next time. This outro was awful. What am I doing?